a lot of people, like, they live in their head, so it's very difficult for them to have that bias for action. Time for NPCs today, guy. Fucking retards, guys. That was sick. Yes, sir. Oh, this should be really good, guys. That felt really good, guys. What's good, Unlockable Character fam? Today is Music and Motivation Monday. I'm just done with the gym and let's get some sick footage. Look at that, we got a sick Corvette already. It's 100 degrees outside, guys, so got to keep the AC running. I'm gonna put the windows up for now. It's literally 100 degrees, like, no joke. Got some construction vehicles on that exit, so we can't go that way. Oh, summer is here, guys. The South is no joke in terms of heat and humidity. I feel for you guys in Houston. You don't have electricity after the hurricane. Like, what is going on there, guys? And so many cars, you abandoned them. Maybe you can't pay that car note anymore. I feel you. I truly feel you. You know, do your thing. Insurance companies in this country are a scam. Health insurance, car insurance, renter's insurance, home insurance. Florida, they don't even offer home insurance to many people anymore after all the natural disasters. Honestly, it's kind of crazy, so I don't blame you. Guys, one thing I want to talk about is just how to handle stress and chaotic situations, because if you want to be someone that's valuable, no matter where you are in the world, you need to be able to handle stress. And that skill will earn you promotions, it'll earn you leadership accolades. It will also impress women of the or I should just say, you know, the other sex, in terms of, oh god, there's a crash here. Okay, well, we'll go this way and then we'll get back on the highway for a little bit further down. Man, people just cannot drive, guys. A lot of debris. What even happened? That's crazy. Okay, so what I was talking about, guys, is how to handle stress. Damn. There is a special forces breathing technique, which is, as you're breathing, you breathe in and you count to 4, and then you breathe out and you count to 4. And in situations where you're extremely stressed and you need to keep your wits about you, which means you need to, you know, remain calm, that's a simple technique. So you breathe in, you count to 4, and then you breathe out, you count to 4, and you repeat. And that will actually regulate a lot of your internal, you know, bodily functions in a way that will help promote, you know, calm and serenity. And that's just a little trick, you know. There are many ways to handle stressful situations, that's just a little trick, guys. But what I'd recommend is learning how to handle stressful situations so that when something happens, you know, in your life and you think you're powerless, you actually will start to realize you have more power than you know. And how do you do that? So there's the breathing technique, right? There's also compartmentalizing things in your head that you know that you can achieve early on in the day. So one of the first things is just working out and, you know, maintaining proper fitness levels, because if you have proper fitness levels, your cardio health, your heart health is going to be good. You'll be more clear in terms of your thinking. Sweating is immensely good for you, and so your total health will be in a much better place, and you'll be able to handle chaotic situations much more easily. If you're able to get a really hard workout in the morning, especially early in the morning, then everything else later in that day is going to be simple for you. I promise. Things that you would have, you know, thought were going to be a big challenge, you will be able to approach in a whole new light, because you're thinking about it from a fresh perspective, because you've already challenged yourself early in the morning and you've surpassed that challenge. So that's why working out is a very important piece of everyone's day. And those that don't work out, I really recommend you start. And it could be easy as just getting on the treadmill, you know, for 10 minutes the first day, 15 minutes the next day, and just kind of figuring it out that way. So I went around because I don't think it's a smart idea to take that right when there's a car crash, but of course you have all these NPCs who are just like willy-nilly turning while there's a car completely smashed with police. It just doesn't make sense why people don't think. That guy went on the red light. What the heck? That's crazy. Look at that out of shape officer. Oh my god, guys, what a shit show. What a shit show. So, other than working out, when you can compartmentalize things, you can start to really realize what are you able to kind of solve from the smallest problems to the biggest problems. So, small problems, that could just be orderliness, right? How is your house or your apartment before you leave for the day? Can you do the laundry? Can you do the dishes? Can you, you know, just make a really nice, you know, gesture or a few kind words to your significant other? If you have a pet, you know, are you attending to your pet in the morning? Are they getting the medicine they need? Are they going for a walk? All of those things, guys, once you start taking care of the small things, then the big things become a lot less of a hassle to deal with. And I promise you will build up momentum where, you know, a month from now, 2 months from now, as you keep doing this, you will be really surprising yourself with how much you're getting done, and you're not even thinking about it, you're just executing. And what I call that is called a bias for action. And a lot of people, they live in their head, so it's very difficult for them to have that bias for action. Time for NPCs today, guy. Felt like some debris came out of the left wheel well, and when you have a lowered car with spacers to space it out, you know, you'll hear a lot more stuff in the wheel well, so not surprised. We are in rear-wheel drive, guys, so the car is going to get a little bit more slip. It makes it more playful, but you have to be really careful and mindful of that. one of my favorite S's, guys. I'm in all-wheel drive now, so I slow down, downshift, balance the car. Oh, so fun, guys. That is amazing. Dealing with more NPCs. We are on the way to Tropical Smoothie, guys. I need my protein shake. I gave my girlfriend the receipt. She got the $2 smoothie because she did the survey. I should have kept that. Fucking retards, guys. Wonder what's going up ahead, guys. Oh, we got a rainstorm. Yes, we gotta get some drifting footage, guys. I've been waiting for this. You know, I don't want to, you know, use up my brand new tires. We only have like 3,000 miles on the car, so with rain, like I don't mind it. You know, it's like an unlimited tire cheat code. But NPCs, of course, slow down, like, you know, their lives are in danger because there's a little bit of drizzle on the road. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Maybe there's a downpour over there, so we don't know. Let's see. Alright guys, when this clears up, I'll turn it back on. Alright guys, we are back, and this should be some really cool footage for you guys. This is what it's like in the south, more so in Florida, where you just get random rain showers on a 100-degree day. Like, if you look out, there's blue skies, and you don't even know where the rain is coming from. And that's so Florida, you know, but we're here in Georgia. But when this happens, guys, you have to be careful. Don't drive the car in rear-wheel drive mode. I have it in four-wheel drive. There's so much oil on the road that you don't see. And when there's a fresh, you know, sprinkle of rain, all that oil is basically now a completely slippery surface. And you just have to be super careful, especially when it's a fresh rain. And you also have to remember that the NPCs are scared, and you just have to kind of chill for a bit. And you can feel slip in the tires, guys. Once you have driving experience, you'll be able to tell that your tires are slipping and the car is kind of gliding on the water surface instead of getting traction on the road. So really be mindful of that, especially for you guys who have rear-wheel drive S58 cars. I'm talking about you M2 owners, you manual M4 owners, manual M3 owners, and even the 2021 competitions, which were rear-wheel drive. I put a fat-ass Nitto tire on the back of my 2021 rear-wheel drive competition. I was driving to Tennessee, and we were going through a rainstorm, and we were following my girlfriend's parents, and they were doing a little bit of speed, and I was telling them, like, look, you gotta slow down because I'm losing traction. And literally, like a minute later, the car completely lost traction, and we did a 360 in the middle of the highway, and I caught it, I corrected it, but you should have seen it. My girlfriend was here, my dog went flying into my side of the seat from the passenger seat, and all the while I was actually turning the car to do a 360 to maintain control. It was absolutely wild. And just be careful, guys. If you're driving a high power rear-wheel drive car, these are the conditions that you need to just chill. Like, you don't need to go crazy. There's absolutely no reason to go crazy. These are really cool. I think they're called Polestars. Those are pretty cool cars. Electric Volvos. I think there's Chinese investment into those cars. For those of you following stocks, FFIE, which is a Chinese electric vehicle maker, there was a short squeeze opportunity with them, and it happened a few months ago where the stock really exploded. It came back down, and there are still a lot of shorting going on in that stock, but it hasn't been able to break out. Recently, they have held some meetings with Saudi Arabian investors and Middle Eastern investors, and if they get that investment, I do think that that's a penny stock that could explode again, so definitely keep an eye out for that one. I still have about $1,500 into FFIE, and I've just been holding it to see if anything will happen. Got some road pirates up ahead, guys, so we're gonna be chilling. And I'll turn this on when we get closer to Tropical Smoothie. All right, guys, let's go. Bumping some Yachty there, guys. I'm gonna update the playlist for Motivation and Music Monday today, so watch out for that. And over here, guys, as you're approaching Cumming, this left lane is always closed, so don't hang out in that left lane. You're just gonna get caught up in traffic. Recommend people bunching up in traffic. It's just not a good idea. Don't get so close to the people in front of you, and if you find space, you know, take it, close the space so that people can also move over. Like, if you look at the right lane, there's no reason to be braking. There is space. And, you know, I played soccer for a long time, and when you play sports and you develop your peripheral vision, one thing you're always told is to find space, and the same thing goes for driving. Just find space, be smooth, you know, smooth is fast. No jerky motions unless you have to correct because someone isn't watching their side lanes and they're turning without looking. And remember, you have to be 2 steps ahead, guys. Always be 2 steps ahead. And look at that, we're back to sunshine after all of that rain, which is kind of crazy, but that's the South for you. No reason to be braking in the left lane either, but you know what? I'm not trying to be an NPC right now. I have someone in the right lane. And I'm just gonna do my thing. just taking space because people just cannot drive. Very annoying. Stuck in the left lane. New Jersey license plates on a Tesla. That was sick. Yes, sir. There's that Volkswagen in the left lane that's causing all the traffic. There's probably gonna be some traffic ahead as well. Alright guys, I'll turn this back on when we get off the exit. Alright guys, we got the smoothie. And one thing I want you guys to notice is that I am extremely organized all the time. So everything is put away properly. I don't have things flying around. I have a t-shirt here because after the gym my arms are sweaty. And if you press down on the center armrest, you know, over time, it's actually gonna leave an imprint. So it's just a nice way to prevent that from happening. And we're gonna ride back now, guys. Hopefully get some pretty good footage on the way back. Finally enjoy my smoothie. Got the peanut paradise with whey protein. Should be good. You ever hear like tires squealing in the distance and you just wonder like, what is that? You know what I mean? And most of the time, what I found is it's like an SUV or a pickup truck like pulling out of a place. Unless you hear like a consistent tire squeal, that's usually like a Dodge Charger or something, you know what I'm saying? There goes the shirt, guys. Well, luckily enough, my sweat is all dried up now. And you know what, guys, the car really wants to be revved out. It does not want to, you know, be short shifted all the time. Like, you really got to think, these are high performance cars, and if you drive them like a grandma, you're actually going to cause buildup in the car in terms of deposits. We could talk about oil deposits, you know what I mean, in the engine. And there's a saying, it's called, you know, you got to give the car an Italian tune-up, and that goes back to Ferrari mechanics and engineers. And they would get a car in the shop, you know, from someone who might be a collector, or even if it's, you know, someone's wife who drives a high-performance sports car who doesn't really extract the performance out of it. And over time, it really does cause a lot of issues for the car. So I think if you have a performance car and you're not driving it the way it's meant to be, you're going to introduce issues over the long term. So just think about that, guys. Rev your cars out. I see GT3s for sale a lot, Porsche GT3s, and I can't believe some of the things that I see on the listings. Some of the times, you know, you'll see on the listing, this car has never hit redline. I'll tell you what, I do not want a GT3 that has never hit redline. That to me is a red flag. That car, if you do hit redline and it's been driven never to redline for like, you know, 20,000 miles, and all of a sudden you get the car and you put 3,000 miles on it and you're finally hitting redline, that could cause some big issues. And that's actually where I've seen some engine failures on the GT3, the 991 GT3. People would keep it, you know, garage, like a garage queen for a few years, and then the second and third owner might bring it out to the track, and all of a sudden there would be a catastrophic engine failure. Luckily, Porsche did do a 10-year warranty on the PDK and the engine for owners, and that's why a lot of those 991.1 GT3s from 2014, 2015 have brand new engines with 10-year warranties. But that's all going to end this year and next year. Those 10-year warranties are up. And that's why you're seeing the prices on those GT3s come down. But if you can find one with a new engine, guys, I mean, go for it. And just buy like an extended warranty through the dealership. And if you end up not using the warranty and you put a year of good miles on the car, you could always prorate a refund on the warranty too. The number one thing I recommend for the PDK GT3s, the 991.1s, is to swap out the plastic transmission oil pan for the PDK to a aluminum one, and do a transmission fluid service. That really will extend the life of the PDK, and sometimes you even have fluids seeping in the transmission oil pan, so definitely something to consider. Like it's smooth going on the way back. If we get a lot of rain, guys, I will go get some drifting footage, but we just got like a little shower closer to Atlanta, so you know, if there was a downpour and there was a lot of rain on the ground, trust me guys, I would be getting drifting footage for you guys, because it's so fun to drift a car like this. And what other car, I'm telling you, there's no Porsche 911 that can go from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive. So yes, if you get a Turbo S, you're going to be super extremely fast and it's going to be extremely luxurious, but you're never going to be able to put a 911 Turbo S into rear-wheel drive. They're all automatic. Sorry, I should say they're all all-wheel drive. BMW just, they knew what they were doing with this M4, guys. And I don't think there's going to be a future M4. I think the next generation M3 is just going to be 4 doors, and it's probably going to have a hybrid setup. So this is, to me, the pinnacle of BMW. I would say my pinnacle, like top best BMWs of all time, are the previous generation M5 CS with the carbon bucket seats in the front and the back. Just absolute baller status. Like, once I become a dad, like, I would love to have an M5 CS as my daily. The F generation M2 CS with the gold wheels and that light blue with the S55 engine, if I'm not mistaken, from the M3 and the M4 with the dual clutch transmission. That is peak BMW for me in terms of being lightweight, having all the technology and performance you need. And then the current LCI M4 competition for me is peak BMW. It ticks every box perfectly. I can road trip this car for hours. I can take it to the track. I can drift the car. I can drag race the car. And I think there's so much space in here. And if you look at the interior, they really stepped up the quality of the materials, guys. If you are aspiring to own a G80 or a G82 and you want to put some money aside for the next 3 years, just invest in Bitcoin and nvidia on a repeat schedule, guys. Repeat buys. And in 3 years, these LCI M4s will come off lease, and I'm sure there's going to be some depreciation on them. So a $100,000 car might become a $70,000 car. You know what I mean? My M4, my previous one, the 2024, that was a $112,000 car. And the new owner in Connecticut, shout out that dude, he drove down to Georgia, drove that car back up. He got that car for $77,000. At least that's what it was listed for. So what a great deal, right? From $112,000 to $77,000. Granted, that car had 27,000 miles on it, but it was just a year old. So there are deals to be had, guys. And from what I've seen, if you really want the best bang for your buck, get an M4 competition that is a convertible, because they're just not selling on dealer lots. You can get an incredible deal on that. I'm talking about 10 to 12% off MSRP new, because those are just sitting. And those are sick cars too, and they're convertible. You can get the bucket seats, Yeah, it's a little bit heavier, but you're pretty much getting everything that a non-convertible competition has. And you can put the top down. So if you live in like a good climate like the South or the West Coast or Arizona, Southwest, Florida, like the M4 competition convertible would be a great choice. I even saw a purple one on the track, which was pretty cool. So just know that there are owners that track their convertible M4s too. I don't think you can get the M4 convertible in a manual though, so it's only available in the competition trim. And that car, like in Miami, would be a sick car to have. Almost forgot about my smoothie. Trying to avoid those disposal trucks or whatever you call them. They always have their top exposed and shit flying everywhere. That shit is crazy. Let's give this Tesla driver a wake-up call. Sir. Looks like an EMS vehicle in the left lane. Again, look at this. It's like Florida weather right now. We're just getting random rain showers, and that's also why I didn't go get the car washed, because I knew we would just get another rain shower like this, you know? Let's see what that Tesla driver does behind that that's emergency safety vehicle. That shit is hilarious. Remember guys, I have an aluminum under tray in the car to protect the bottom radiator, and so, you know, I feel a lot more confident having the car lowered now. I'm not so worried about damage to that radiator. That can really be a problem for you lowered guys. So check out the description of my videos, guys. I will always list all the mods that are on the car. And if you are interested in making money and just joining a like-minded community of awesome people, I have an Unlockable Character Discord now. We post a lot of stuff that covers spirituality, relationships, careers, trading. So I've posted over the weekend a lot of educational content, like what is options trading? How do you understand how to buy the proper option? What is swing trading? What is dollar cost average when you want to, you know, repeat buy a stock over a long time? And we don't just talk about stocks, we also talk about cryptocurrencies as well. This morning I posted multiple plays at different risk profiles for people to take on to trade nvidia. And in the future we're going to talk about QQQ, which is another really good play to just day trade options and make thousands and thousands of dollars. So check out the Discord. I'm going to link it in the description, and that description will always be there. If you want to join as an early access member, it's $9.99 a month. And for that price, you get full access to the Discord. You get coaching calls with me forever at $50 an hour, even when the non-Discord members currently have to pay $100 for the coaching calls. You get a 15% off on everything on the Unlockable Character Shopify. You get access to, I think, a lot of hidden knowledge and wisdom that I have accumulated over time that I'm now looking to share and teach people with. And you have an incredible community. We're talking about people across the world who hold, and I'm not even joking, top secret government positions, okay? People with military backgrounds, car enthusiasts of all kinds, JDM, Euro, American. We have technology experts in AI. We have scientists who know chemical engineering. It's truly an incredible community. I have also found that a lot of those individuals that have joined have computer science knowledge, so they can help you in terms of coding, you know, what languages to pick up, how to use AI in your daily life. And I'm so happy that I've been able to build the community. We now have over 70 members in 3 days who are part of the early access membership. So thank you to all of those members. You guys are really making that community shine. It's only going to grow from here, guys. They also get exclusive behind the scenes content that on YouTube you just won't see. So definitely think about joining the Discord, guys. I think it's an awesome place to be. Wow, that Toyota Camry is on that Tacoma's butt. That is funny. All right, guys, when we get closer to Atlanta, I'll turn this back on. One thing I want to talk about, guys, is fear, right? When you feel fear in your stomach, what you need to do is you need to swallow that. You need to swallow that shit up, and you need to step through the fear, and your life will become so much better for it. And fear can come in so many situations. It can be anxiety in a social situation, just to introduce yourself or talk to that person that you're interested in, and just eat that shit up inside. Eat it in your stomach, because that's where you feel it, and step through it with your mind. Remind yourself who you are. You can talk to yourself internally. And I was doing some research, and it's crazy that some people don't have an internal monologue. And it's really interesting, because if you don't have an internal monologue, I don't know, like, are you just an NPC? But you can speak to yourself. You can remind yourself that, you know, everything will be fine. And once you can remind yourself that, you know, life becomes like a playground, because you're stepping through the fear. You're not letting whatever is feeding the fear eat you alive. You're actually eating the fear yourself. And I promise you, that's how you can unlock, you know, yourself, unlock the best version of yourself. It's just stepping through the fear. I am in all-wheel drive, guys. That's why I'm able to maneuver the car and not worry about the tires kicking out. But this is what I'm talking about in terms of this crazy southern weather and why I didn't wash the car today. I'm getting a free car wash right now, guys. And the frozen black, it actually looks pretty good after it rains. And even in the rain, oh, if you could see the car from the outside right now, it would look sick in this weather. Here we have a wild Honda Civic NPC with their turn signal on. And up ahead we have a bunch of people bunching up. When this clears up, guys, I'll turn it back on. You know I'm listening to Larry June right now. This is the song that's gonna go on the playlist today, one of them. Shifts, guys, after the CS flash. So I flashed the car with the OEM CS software. Shout out the Bimmer remote team. I think they're in Europe, if not Poland. At least that's what the WhatsApp number was. I contacted them, I bought the software, it was about $200. We hooked up a Windows laptop with the TeamViewer application, and they remoted into my car. You get an Ethernet to OBD cable. You hook it up to the OBD, you hook up the Ethernet to the laptop, and they plug in. It takes about 20 minutes, and they flash the steering, the transmission, the suspension, the differential, and you just get an unbelievable new feeling for the car, which is the CS level of performance. And that includes much faster shifting, which is a big draw for me, because XHP is currently not supported on the car. Hopefully there's not too much traffic in my favorite tunnel. We'll see, guys. But if you're wondering why the shifts are the way they are in my car, it's because of the CS flash, guys. When XHP does support the car, that'll be when I really decide to tune it with MHD and XHP to get the maximum out of the car on 93 octane. My goal is 600 wheel horsepower on 93, which is doable. And then when you run an ethanol mix, MHD has the ability to essentially run any fuel mixture up to E50, E45. You really don't want to be running full E85 in these cars unless you have port injection, which allows additional fueling for the engine. And on an E40 to E50 mix, you can push 700 wheel horsepower in this car. And on a daily basis, that's just unnecessary. That's unreal amounts of power. But 600 wheel horsepower on 93 octane, perfectly usable. And there's also map switching inside the car, so you can use the steering wheel buttons to actually switch the maps. So I'll have 600 wheel horsepower as like the highest output on 93. I'll probably have like a 550 wheel horsepower daily 93 map, and then I'll have like an extreme map when I'm going to the track for drag racing to run E85. And when you think about a circuit, like if you look at Atlanta Motorsports Park here in northern Georgia, 700 wheel horsepower can overcome the car on a short circuit. So it's not like you always need all the power all the time. You could actually get faster times on a track by running a lower power level. And if you have an M4 race car, it's so funny, they adjust the power on those cars with essentially USB sticks. They're called power sticks, and it's the same kind of concept. For whatever track you're driving on, you can adjust the power level. And with a tune, you can also do that, and you can have 93 octane maps with different power levels. And that's why you really should work with a tuner and not run an off-the-shelf map, because these off-the-shelf maps, they're generic and they're not going to be, you know, applicable to every car in terms of maximizing performance. Oh, this should be really good, guys. That felt really good, guys. Today's run, today's drive should be an incredible video for you guys. I'm so excited. I'm gonna cap it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. There's so much more to come. All right, let's go.